Yo, what's up, y'all? It's Lil Hands, man, the world's flyest YouTuber all time, and I'm here on my second channel. It's Sunday, so that means we learning another law, and today we are on Law 8, which is make other people come to you, use bait if necessary. Now, so far, this has been my favorite law out of the 48 laws of power. We only 8 laws in, so what? That means we, 6%? No, wait, let me do math. That means, what's 48 divided by 4? That's 6, right? So that means we're a sixth of the way here. Wait, yeah. What percentage? I don't know what percentage that would be, but we're on Law 8 out of 48. So that means we're getting close. We're getting there, you know what I mean? But Law 8 is make other people come to you. So I think this is my favorite law so far because this applies to what I'm going through currently in my life. And we gonna get into it. I wrote 2 pages of bullet points on this, so we gonna lock in on this one, man. Let's go. It's a lot of gems in this one. So first bullet point, oh yeah, like how we always do on here, I'm gonna read down my bullet points, give my thoughts on it, and then give my interpretation at the end, and we're gonna get up out of here. Simple as that, man. So if you like videos like this, feel free to hit subscribe, hit the like button, all that, man. So my first bullet point is, when you force the other person to act, you are the one in control. Now, this chapter is pretty much talking about having control over like an enemy. So it could be like a partner you're intimate with, a business competitor, yourself, whatever, however you want to take it, however this resonates with you, that's what this chapter is about. So the first bullet point is, when you force the other person to act, you are always the one in control. It is always better to make your enemy come to you, abandoning his own plans in the process. You want to always move on your terms. You never want to be on other people's terms because that makes you vulnerable. You know what I mean? So if you're on other people's time and doing what other people, you know what I mean, that makes you vulnerable. You want to always have home. That how I look at it is, you want to always have home court advantage. You want to always be comfortable on your court and fight any battle in your court. You know what I mean? Never, always let people come to you. Never go to them. Never chase them. The aggressive person is rarely in full control. He cannot see the consequences of his bold moves. What this bullet point means is that in any situation, but especially situations like where it may be a competition or you may be angry or whatever it may be, the aggressive person never wins. Is the person that always wins is the person who thinks the most, who's patient, who has control over their emotions. So it's always best to relax and be in control and never rush to make a decision or rush to make a move, because you're not going to see the consequences of your bold move. So that was like important to me. You want to always like be patient and take your time when it comes to making it, move on your own terms. Slow is pro, like never rush nothing, you know what I mean? Next bullet point, and I wrote a star by this because this was important. You must ask yourself, what is the point of chasing here and there, trying to solve problems and defeat my enemies if I never feel in control? Yo, this chapter is so fire to me, bro. So I'm gonna read that again. You must ask yourself, what is the point of chasing here and there, trying to solve problems and defeat my enemies if I never feel in control? Bro. Okay, we gonna get into that. All right. Next bullet point is, don't mistake aggressive action for effective action. So like I said, being aggressive doesn't mean you're gonna win. You know what I mean? Hopefully y'all boys can see me. Hopefully the sun kind of got blocked by some trees. Hopefully y'all can see me. But the next bullet point, I wrote a star by this too. The most effective action is to stay back, keep calm, and let others be frustrated by the traps you lay for them. Playing for long-term power rather than a quick victory, right? And I wrote a star by that. And then the next one, and then we're going to break all of that down. I wrote a star by this one too. The essence of power is to keep the initiative, to get others to react to your moves, to keep your opponent and those around you on the defense, on defense. So going back to the first bullet point that I starred, the reason why I started that is because that last part, it says, trying to solve problems and defeat my enemies if I never feel in control. When you're like arguing with someone or just in a competition or someone, you don't have power if you don't have control over yourself. You can't have power over a situation or yourself if you don't have control. And so many people get in situations and they're not poised. They're not really locked in. They're not poised with their emotion. They're not in tune with their emotions, and they let their emotions in a moment kind of spiral them and make bad decisions. But bro, being able to have control over yourself is the only way you can have control over people or situations. And then like the next bullet point, which is saying the most effective action is to stay back, keep calm, and let others be frustrated. It's no point in being frustrated and showing your frustration to these people. Nah, stay calm, stay back, stay chill, and let the game come to you. I always think like life is like basketball, and I'm a big fan of basketball. I'm bad at basketball, but I'm a big fan of basketball, and saying that like you want to always let the game come to you. You never want to be too aggressive 100 miles per hour at all times. Nah, let the game come to you. Be patient, and everything is going to work out. Yeah, stay back and keep calm. It's better to play for long-term power than quick victory. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You don't have to always, if it's not about being right now. It's about being right over, like in the long term. And it's like the tortoise and the hare. The hare thought it was going to win the race, but nah, it's a long race. There's a lot of time left, so you never want to just rush to be right now. You know what I mean? The essence and power. Okay, cool. So we on to my next page of notes. Hopefully this is making sense to y'all. This is my favorite law so far. When you make people come to you, you become the one controlling the situation. Because like I said, if you have control over yourself and your own emotions, that means you can have control over people. The one who I wrote 5 stars by this. Because this basically tied the whole book together for me, at least so far. This is the most important sentence I read in the 48 Laws of Power. It says, the one who has control has power. Now, my favorite Bible scripture of all time is Proverbs 16:32. It says, it says, he who has self-control is mightier than a king. For what is, so it says, he who has self-control. Okay, let me bring it up on my phone. So yeah, my favorite Bible scripture literally ties directly into what Robert Greene is saying. So it says, he who is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules his spirit than he who takes a city. Basically what that proverb is saying, and what this line by Robert Greene is saying, that someone who has control over themselves is more powerful than someone who has control over a city. So in order to even get to that point where you have control over a city, you have to be able to control over yourself, because quintessentially what power is control. And that's literally what all of these, I haven't read them all yet, but that's pretty much what all these 48 laws are about, is control. And where do you start off when it comes to having control? Yourself. If you can control your emotions, control your desires, control your urges, that's when you can finally have control over people and start having it your way. You know what I mean? That's why I wrote 5 stars by that, because I didn't even, it's so simple, but it's true, you know? The next line, this is so important too, especially in my life, bro, because there be people that kind of be having me messed up, bro, and I be thinking I had to prove myself, but no, I really don't, because it says, you must learn to master your own emotions and never be influenced by anger. Meanwhile, you must play on people's natural tendency to react angrily when baited. Bro, if someone makes you mad, bro, don't react. Just don't react at all. Just be in control of your emotion, because like it said on the first page, I'm going back to that one bullet point I made. You must ask yourself, what is the point of chasing here and there, trying to solve problems and defeat my enemies if I never feel in control? When you react angrily, you're not in control at all, because you're not in control of your emotions. You're letting someone else or another situation influence how you're reacting. You know what I mean? So you're never in control. So it's like, I hate feeling like I'm not in control, especially of myself or my own emotions. I hate feeling like that. So it's always important to just be slow and react slowly, and then think about things before you just react off of impulse. You know what I mean? And learn how to control your emotions. The next bullet point is, making others come to you is far more powerful than any tool of aggression. That's what I'm saying. Being non-reactive and just being slow to process things and never reacting impulsively is better than any type of aggressive tool. You know what I mean? Never try to persuade people by pleading your case, imposing your will with words. That's important too, because, bro, actions speak louder than words at the end of the day. You could say something the perfect way, the most eloquent way, bro, nothing's going to show a person better than your actions. You know what I mean? So, making the enemy come to you forces them to operate in your territory. That goes back to like having home field advantage. You want to be moving on your terms and where you want to be moving. You don't want to let people decide where you're going to be, you know what I'm saying, things are going to take place. And yeah, that's pretty much that law, bro. That law applies to me so much right now, because that's just something I've been going through with life. Like, it's just been people and situations that have kind of been getting me angry and upset, but I've kind of just been trying to pay attention to this loss, to just be slow, to like just be in control, because that's where my power lies, is being able to control myself. I'm gonna naturally be able to control others around me. So that's pretty much law 8. I will see y'all on the next laws. Lil Hands, world's flyest YouTuber all time. You know that, man. Signing out. I'm gonna see y'all, man. What am I doing? I'm gonna see y'all though, man.